तस्मै श्री श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा माह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। थैंक यू माता।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for joining us today and making yourself available on this auspicious day of Dhanteras. We are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 2, Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is the first step in God realization. And Prabhuji, the text for today is text 33. I hand over to you, Prabhuji. We are here if you need anything from us.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति निष्ठुकी। हरे कृष्ण। Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, first chapter, verse for today is 33. Nadyasyo nadyo tha tanuruhani mahiruha vishwatanor nrupendra ananta viryaha swashitam matarishva gatirvaya karma guna pravahaha. Word to word, Nadya, the rivers, Asya, of him, Nadya, veins, Atha, and thereafter, Tanuruhani, hairs on the body, Mahiruha, the plants and trees, Vishwatano, of the universal form, Nripa Indra, O King, Anantavirya, O of the omnipotent, Swashitam, breathing, Matariswa, air, Gati, movement, Vaya, passing ages, Karma, activity, Guna Pravaha, reactions of the modes of nature. Translation. O King, the rivers are the veins of the gigantic body, the trees are the hairs of his body, and the omnipotent air is his breath. The passing ages are his movements, and his activities are the reactions of the three modes of material nature. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. The personality of Godhead is not a dead stone, nor is he inactive. as he is poorly taught by some schools. He moves with the progress of time, and therefore he knows all about the past and the future, along with his present activities. There is nothing no unknown to him. The conditioned souls are driven by the reactions of modes of material nature, which are the activities of the Lord. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 7.12, the modes of nature act under his direction only, and as such, no natural functions are blind or automatic. The power behind the activities is the supervision of the Lord, and thus the Lord is never inactive as is wrongly conceived. The Vedas say that Supreme Lord has nothing to do personally, as is always the case with superiors, but everything is done by his direction. As it is said, not a blade of grass moves without his sanction. In the Brahma Samhita 5.48, it is said that all the universes and the heads of them, the Brahmas, exist only for the duration of his breathing period. The same is confirmed here. The air on which the universes and the planets within the universes exist is nothing but a bit of the breath of the unchallengeable Virat Purusha. So even by studying the rivers, trees, air, the passing ages, one can conceive the personality of Godhead without being misled by the formless conception of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it is stated that those who are much inclined to the formless conception of the Lord, Supreme Truth, are more troubled than those who can intelligently conceive the personal form. Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve Srimad Bhagavatam, Guru and Gauranga, all the devotees. So it's my privilege to have some kind of purification of myself, and also try to explain the things what I've learned from this verse. So this verse is as the translation says, it is really gigantic. So the conception of the Virata Purusha is explained here, and the rivers are the veins of the gigantic body, and the trees are the hairs of his body. So the magnitude of creation is explained here, like the Mahavishnu's body, how it is gigantic, and then how the we have learned from the previous classes that how Mahavishnu is breathing universes in and out. So in one of the songs in my language, one of the Vaishnava saints is saying, I mean, even the Lord Brahma, that is, undoubtedly he has got so unlimited life according to the human calculation. He is just is one breath. If Mahavishnu takes one breath and then takes out another breath, all the universes are going inside, and then all the universes are coming out. So in one sense, he's taking in, as we are breathing in, it's a sort of few seconds, and then we are breathing out few seconds. So imagine Mahavishnu is breathing, and then the universes are going into his pores of his body, and then the universes are coming out of his pores of his body. So just to imagine itself, it's like Dr. Frog's philosophy. If someone tells um, somebody that Mahavishnu is lying in the causal ocean, and then he's breathing in universes and inhaling and exhaling, somebody of poor fund of knowledge cannot imagine, cannot even conceive. It's inconceivable for a ordinary poor living entity, because uh, we have limited knowledge, we have limited we think that this is the whole world, and then this is the creation, and then we are creating aeroplanes, and we are creating rockets, and then ISRO is very proud that it is going near the moon and then landing on the moon. And then, what Prabhupada has really said, that, if we have done so many millions of dollars of research, and then 50 to 60, 70 years when the first claim came from NASA that, we have landed in the moon, and then what have you done so far? You have brought some few bags of sand. That's it. We have not done anything else than, just claiming that we have brought some sand. Even that sand, it's also may not be from the moon itself, maybe from some. There are many theories around the moon mission, that if you Google that, the real facts are hidden. The real facts of what they've gone to the moon and then what they've achieved is hidden. Some people are saying that how moon can have a shadow, because moon cannot have a shadow, and then they're saying that, in the pictures, the shadow is there. Then there are theories that, the people who were involved in the moon mission started to vanish one by one, one by one, one by one. So they're not there, because if they tell the real truth about moon mission will come out. As Prabhupada said, to go to the moon, you have to cross the sun. This as simple as that. Because in our ancient calendar, always the Sunday comes first. Ravivar. Ravivar is Sunday, and then Ravi comes. Ravi is another name to Surya Dev. So Surya Dev is 90 million miles away, and from there another 90 million miles is the moon. So principally, if you want to go to the moon, you have to cross the sun. So it's humanly impossible to cross the sun, but still many theories are going around, and then many proposals are going around, and then everybody is thinking that we'll set up. Even people are selling their space in the moon, and then they're saying we'll take you on a moon holiday, actually like a honeymoon holiday. We'll take you to the moon. So people are even investing. How foolish one can be, that people are investing in a time zone, in a space where no human has even gone, and then they think that it is going to be reality. So, but Prabhupada has given the book called the Journey to the Other Planets. Journey to the other planets is not the way we are thinking that with the physical body we can go. Even when we are going to another country, we are not allowed with this body, in the sense they will ask for so many papers. They'll ask for a passport, they'll ask for a visa, they'll ask for many certificates. So Prabhupada asks in one of his lectures, so do you think that if you go to the moon, you will just be allowed to just a red carpet welcome, and then they'll be allowed? So they are people living in the moon planet are much advanced than us. Their 6 months, our 6 months is one day for them. So they are comparatively long lived living entities, and then they are having much greater power than human beings. And then simply, it's Prabhupada gives an analogy, like how can you go and live in water happily? You can't go and live in water happily, because you are not made to be, your is not made to be happily living in the water. Similarly, if fish is taken out of water and then put on the earth, it can't survive. It is because it's not made for to be living on the earth. So similarly, if you want to go to the moon planet, or to the Mars planet, or to the sun planet, physically we might succeed in going there and reaching there, and then maybe in one day we can reach there, but still it's out of place. You can't, if you put a submarine, I think there was news about a person who went in search of the Titanic boat, and then he was doing some research, and then he went into the such ocean depths, which is really dark inside, and then the pressure of the water is so much that the pressure of the water exerting on certain things, it can blast. Even the human head can blast into pieces. So such is the weight of the water and the pressure of the water. So it's not even possible to go inside the place. I mean, the water body which is existing on our planet Earth, and then what to speak of other planets. So such is the gigantic creation, and this we are speaking of this one Earth, and then this Earth is one of the planets in the universe, the 14 planetary systems, and then this universe, these are universes, and then these many universes are coming out from Lord Vishnu's body, and Lord Vishnu is lying in the causal ocean, and as I explained here, I mean, the rivers are the veins of the gigantic body. The trees are the hairs of the body, and the omnipotent air is his breath. So, as Prabhupada explained, in his breath, Vishnu is breathing in and out universes. So, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, I mean Brahma Samhita, states this is a very nice verse. Brahma Samhita 5.48. Yasyaika Nishvasita Kala Mathavalambya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadanta Natha Vishnur Mahasahya Yasya Kala Vishesho Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So, translation: Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds appearing from the pores of the hairs of Mahavishnu remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of the latter, Mahavishnu. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, whose subjective personality, Mahavishnu, is the portion of portion. So, the supreme majesty of the subjective nature of Vishnu is shown here. So, Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds appearing from the pores of hairs of Mahavishnu remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of the latter, Mahavishnu. That means when Vishnu is inhaling and exhaling, millions of Brahmas are going in and going out, going in and going out. So this is the magnanimity of Mahavishnu, so who is lying on the causal ocean and then is breathing in universes and breathing out universes. So we can imagine how great the Supreme Lord is, and then how great his Virat Roop is, and then Vishwaroop is. But we see in this Kartik month, he becomes so fearful of his mother, and then he gets he rubs his eyes, and then his kajal comes out, and then he starts crying, and then he smudges all the kajal all over his face, and he's in fear of being caught by his mother, and then he's running away. He's trying to run away, but and then his mother Yashoda comes and then catches him with his greatest speed, and then tries to bind him. We all know this pastime, and then this is Kartik Mass, and then we are performing the Damodar Arti, and then we're reciting the Damodarashtakam. In Damodarashtakam, it is wonderfully explained that how fearful the Lord is, in front of his mother. So look at this is the contrast, that he is fearful of his mother in the pastime of Yashoda Krishna, but we are seeing the Virat Roop that it's so magnanimous and so gigantic. Even conceiving this gigantic form is very difficult for us. And then unless we take it as it is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, understand from the viewpoint of Shukadeva Goswami, it is very difficult for us to even to understand like how supreme he is, how the supreme Virat Roop is. So also in the Bhagavad Gita 7.12, it is said that know that all the states of being, be that they of goodness, passion, and ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the material modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. So it is material modes of nature are the products of this material. In the sense, are the products from Krishna. So they are not, Krishna is not under the material modes of nature, but material modes of nature are created by him, and then it is created for the purpose of material creation and annihilation. So this world, material world, is taking, is going on and on. Birth, death, old age, disease. Birth, death, old age, disease is going on. This cycle is going on from time immemorial, and then they are all uh, coming into being, and then annihilated, created, annihilated by the action of material modes of nature, passion, goodness, and ignorance. So this is like a rope. This rope, when you see a rope, there are different strands of ropes tied to each other. So this is how material creation does sattva-guna, rajoguna, and tamoguna. Prabhupada gives an example of the material modes of nature, how it is done. Just like the primary colors, they are red, white, and yellow. So these three colors, when mixed, they become 3 into 3 is 9, and 9 into 9 is 81. So this is how 8,400,000 species are created. So these 3 into 3, 9, and 9 into 9 is 81. So this is how different types of desires. These are actually 8,400,000 desires of different types of living entities and different types of consciousness. So sattva-guna, rajoguna, and tamoguna mixed together. The material nature is an expert mixer, and then mixes and then creates these so many types of living entities. So we see, when I'm walking in my farm, I see so many types of living entities. This insects, the ants. Ants are very busy going from here to there, here to there. Throughout the day, they're collecting food. They're going somewhere. They're coming out somewhere. So the grasshoppers are coming, and then if you touch the grass, there are a lot of grasshoppers are coming. There are a lot of butterflies around. There are a lot of grasses here. A lot of plants. So this explanation is given, like how the differentiation is made between all these species. So even the scientists are yet to know how many species are there. So actually, Padma Puran gives the explanation that Jalaja Navalakshani. That means 9 lakhs of species are there in the water. Jalaja Navalakshani. That means 900,000 species are there in water. So how many species have the scientists found out? Not so many. 900,000 species of creatures which are living in the water are not yet found out. So they're still going into the depths of water, and then finding out, oh, this is a different new creature. It's not been found so far, but it is now being found. And then Stavaram Lakshvimshati. That means 2 million species are there on the earth. That means grass, plants, many types of plants, 2 million species. So like this, it goes on. Then Manush, human beings are 400,000 species. So bees are another 900,000 species. So like this, Krimiya Rudra Sankagya. That means krimis, I mean the insects. There are 3 million types. So like that, these 8,400,000 species are divided into different types of living entities. And then these are all creations of the material nature by mixing the colors. Just like mixing colors, a painter can create different paintings, different colors. So likewise, material nature has created different living entities. I mean, sorry, different bodies which are in different modes of material nature. A small amount of sattva guna, 0.1% of sattva guna, rest is rajoguna and tamoguna. So this permutation combination, this is just a permutation combinations is what we are seeing is the creation. So in this way, the Vedas say that the Supreme Lord has nothing to do personally, and as is always the case with the superiors, but everything is done by his direction. So Supreme Lord has nothing to do, because he personally does not do anything. He just wishes, he just thinks that they let there be a creation. So there will be creation. As like Prabhupada has given example of the superior, like just like managing director of a company, like just like we can imagine Tata or Birla or somebody very great in business, he doesn't have to, do any work as such. He just have to think that, okay, let me do a project in Kenya. So you just have to think about it. Let me do a project in Kenya. But rest all, he has got all the machinery. His CEOs are there, his managers are there, his many multifarious systems are there. He has got a full corporate structure that he just thinks that, okay, let me do the investment in Kenya. So then all the things, they will do the case study, they will go to the place, and then they will do all the basic studies and profit and loss statements, and then what is the market. They will do everything, and then they'll propose. And if he says yes, go ahead, only he has to say go ahead. So then the rest of the project will come into picture, and then the whole gigantic projects of let there be manufacturing, let there be metal factories, cement factories. So everything will come into being. So this is he's just thinking, and then he's willing. So similarly, uh, Supreme Lord has nothing to do, but impersonalists, project this thing of this statements in a different way. Oh, he has got nothing to do. That means he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything means he is impersonal. He's just, he's not doing anything. He's just laying silent, or he's just some kind of a living entity who is just, is happy within himself. No, it is not like that. He has got his activities, much, we are all, in the sense, we are hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam I mean, when we go if in further into different pastimes, there are different pastimes. In every, he can appear in every, species of whatever material entities are there. That means he can become a fish, he can become a Kurma Avatara, he can become a Varaha Avatara, he can become anything. And he can come into being in a form that it is not in the material creation also. Like Lord Narsimha is not in the Brahma's creation, and half man, half lion. So we can see only lion here, we can see only man here, but he can come in half lion, half man, half lion. He can, maybe he can come in half fish and half a tiger. I mean, if it needed. So he can come into any sort of creature which is needed for the first time. And also, Gajendra Moksha, we see he came so urgently. He came in a fraction of a second, and then he came for to save an elephant. He came to save an elephant, not even a human being. And then he was just remembering from his previous birth. No, I mean, he did not even call the names of Vishnu. He did not call the names of the Lord. He said he was just remembering from his previous birth, Adi Mula. That means he is the Mula of everything. Like that, he called Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. He came so fast that that is the first time he was faster than his vehicle. That is the first time the Garuda was faster, but he was faster than Garuda. It seems he was coming faster than Garuda to save his devotee, because his devotee was in danger. His devotee was calling him, and devotee was in pain, and his devotee was being caught by the crocodile, and then he was in pain. So you can imagine how merciful the Lord is. Only thing is, how we call him, and then how deeply we want his mercy, and then how we want his merciful glance. If you are calling him like Gajendra, he will come like Gajendra. But we're not calling him like Gajendra. And then we are not calling like Prahlad Maharaj. We are not calling him like Dhruva Maharaj. Oh, we are thinking that, oh, okay, we are chanting, we are Japamala is there, but my main my main work is to earn money, and then have a family, have a house, and then have a holiday plan, have my Australia trip, I have my US trip, and all those trips we are planning. We are thinking that, okay, that is my main job, and then worshipping Krishna, chanting Krishna's names. Oh, is a 1 hour activity or 1.5 hour activity in the morning, The rest of the activity I will do the rest. So this 50% or 10%, 30%, Krishna. Okay, Krishna appreciate that also. Krishna appreciate every devotional activity what we do towards him. But when we give 100%, he also gives more than 100%. Like what we have seen in the case of different devotees we just discussed. So going on with the purport, as it is said, not a blade of grass moves without his sanction. So not a blade of grass is moving. Even the wind is scared that if I don't blow, I'll be chastised by Lord Krishna, because wind is blowing in fear of Krishna, and fire is giving its service. Wind is giving its service. Different natural things, the oceans, the rivers are all acting according to his supreme will. So not a blade of grass is moving without his direction. And in the Brahma Samhita, it is said that all the universe and the heads of them exist only for the duration of his breathing period. The same is confirmed here. So we just discussed in the Brahma Samhita how Brahma is saying that in only one breath, millions of Brahmas are going inside him and then coming out. So the way in which the universes and the planets with the universe exist is nothing but a bit of the breath of the unchallengeable Virat Purusha. So even by studying the rivers, trees, air, and passing ages, one can conceive the personality of Godhead without being misled by the formless conception of the Lord. So it is clearly stated here that the formless conception is completely shattered. So formless conception is not at all there, because how can the creator of the whole universe doesn't have a form, and then we being his creation have a superior form than him? So that's why it's also said in the Christianity, we are made in the image of the God. So we are made in the image of the God. So that means if you are made in the image of the God, so that means God has to have a similar form, or better, we are in the image of the form, image of the Lord. So we have two hands, two legs, two eyes. And yesterday's previous verse also Mataji is explaining how different parts, even the private parts is being explained, that all the parts and all the parts in full are there in the Supreme Personality of God. It's not that we only have this kind of activity and Krishna doesn't have. So everything is there in the spiritual world also. It is said that it is water bodies are there. It is said that the trees are there, the animals are there, everything is there, but we have the perverted reflection here. So nothing is it's not that we have different variety here and then different variegatedness here, and that is not, it's not there. What we have is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. Spiritual world has got a has got something which we don't have here. That means spiritual world has got kalpavruksha. So spiritual world, in the spiritual world, kalpavruksha is there, means if you go to a tree and ask for a puri halwa, you will get a puri halwa from the tree. In the material world, if you have mango tree, it can only give you mango. It cannot give you oranges. It cannot give you an apples. But in the spiritual world, if you go and ask for a tree, please, can I get puri halwa to serve Krishna? So you will get puri halwa. So, we cannot imagine that kind of a world. And then, but we want to project our own, intelligence, our own, what we are seeing here in limited, like Dr. Fox's philosophy. We want to put on the other world and then see from our own view that we want to explore the other world, and then it's just an imaginary situation. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam is giving all the information about the material world, how the creation is happening, how insignificant we are in terms of the creation, and how we should take the Virat Roop, and then how we have to understand the whole process of creation, annihilation, and then uh, this is a wonderful journey of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is stated that those who are much inclined to the formless conception of the supreme truth are more troubled than those who can intelligently conceive the personal form. So when you think of impersonal form, so it is very difficult to understand the whole creation. So it is recommended that we accept the personal form of the Lord, and then we accept the Virat Roop, and then we accept the Vishwaroop. And that's why these things are given to us, so that we can understand the whole creation, understand the whole creation and annihilation. That's why even Prabhupada wanted his disciples to depict how the entire universe is being annihilated. Uh, that's why this Temple of Vedic Planetarium project is coming up. In maybe another 1 year or so, it will be opening in Mayapur. Prabhupada said to his devotees, even if the scientists, modern scientists, all the modern people, even if they don't believe in the universal management, how it is being carried out, please depict it. Please, it has to be showed, and then it has to be shown how it is described in the Bhagavatam. So how the Dhruva planet is there, how it is like a reverse chandelier. It is like a chandelier, and then all the planetary systems are connected to Dhruvaloka, and then how it is moving like a chandelier. Prabhupada said it is like a big chandelier. So we can all witness this gigantic universal arrangement of the universes in Sridham Mayapur in maybe in 1 or 2 years. So this project is a very, very big project, and I think if you Google it, I think it's going to be one of the biggest biggest temples, not Hindu, one of the biggest temples in the world. And I think it's I don't know how many meters high, and then it's got 3 domes, and then the central dome is the tallest, and is going to have the different floors, and then you can go to different floors by lift, and then you can have a true vision of how the universes are functioning according to the Vedas. Actually, they've taken from the scriptures. They've taken from the scriptures, from the Srimad Bhagavatam, how Prabhupada has wanted this universal affairs, how it has to be depicted. It is exactly a replica of that, because they don't want to imagine anything and then concoct. So as per Prabhupada's instructions and request, they're making this endeavor, and then it's a huge project. It's I think someone is saying that it is close to 300 crores Indian rupees. So it's a very big project, and it has taken, I think I had gone there in 2006-7. It was still it is in initial construction stage. So from 2006, it is now almost 16, 17 years, 18 years. It's still in the final stages of coming into existence. I think they have opened part of it, and then part of it is they have got huge kitchens for each DT room, and then I'm just seeing the YouTube videos of the different construction processes. It's really it's really humongous. So hopefully we'll be able to see the inauguration, and then we'll be hopefully going there personally, and then seeing all these things. It'll be a real fortune for us. So saying these things, I think I would like to end this talk on this verse. Although I think it's really a very difficult verse to understand the gigantic form of the Lord, and then whatever the hairs of the body are trees, and then these veins are rivers. It's really it's a concept we cannot imagine, but we have to understand from the pages of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much Thank you for transporting us even to Mayapur. I just went last year, so I know what you're talking about. It should open in a year. I mean, there is a whole room where there are DTs. I mean, not real DTs, but you know the DT clothes. So they have these mannequins of the lords, and then they make the dresses, and then they put the dresses on the mannequins and see if they will fit the Lord. So yes, it's a gigantic project. I mean, you have to see it to believe it.
Believe
Otherwise,
it, yes,
you
yes,
cannot comprehend.
yes, yes.
Prabhuji, going back to the first, when you started about the moon. So, like, we've just gone to the moon. I mean, not we, but India has just gone to the moon. So, is that the moon? Or maybe this is our moon, but maybe for the planetary system, there might be another moon where you have to cross the sun and then go. So, because the universe is a big place, and we know that Saturn has 12 moons, Neptune has 4 moons, this, that. So the moon that is in the Shastra is not the moon that we are talking about, where we went, probably. I mean, this is just my speculation. I've not read it or I've not heard it. So is it possible for you to throw some light on that subject?
Actually, Prabhupada strongly recommended that, don't waste your time. He told the scientists, many times he told the scientists as almost, he called rascals. So this is a waste of time. He waste of money. You're wasting taxpayers' money in, involving millions of dollars. Okay, uh, countries are investing money. Different countries are wanting to become the number one country to go into the moon and land on the moon and see. But Prabhupada strongly said in many of the lectures that, don't waste your time. This is not the method to go to the other planets, and then you will not be successful. You will be a failure. But human nature is to, go out and then venture out and then find out new things. But look at the planet now. The planet where we are living, where we are living, we are destroying it so much. We are, in many cities is going to be, water is going to be scarce. Many cities doesn't have drinking water facility. The water is getting polluted. The children are dying because of so many diseases. And a lot of things are there, in on this planet earth. We should, just like Prithu Maharaj, when the earth started to produce less, yeah, and then he challenged the earth, mother earth, why you're not producing, you know your duty is to provide my subjects with a lot of, with ample amount of food. He challenged, and then he made earth produce. So, and then he was, such kings were there and such raj rishis were there, that they used to make sure that all the planetary systems are supporting the earthly population. But look at us, what we are doing. We are thinking that, modern civilization is every all in all, and then we are doing all sorts of nonsense. And finally, Mother Earth is not treated as Mother Earth, and then one time will come, Mother would say enough is enough, and then she will not produce. So what are you going to do? Rains are not going to come. Do we have a technology to produce rains? No. Earth will not produce. No fertilizer we can produce food. We cannot manufacture food on the factories. So if you cannot get water, if you cannot get food, if you cannot get grains, if you cannot get vegetables, can we eat laptops? Can we eat mobile phones? So 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 the civilization is completely headed wrongly. Okay, moon mission is correct, but most importantly, we have to preserve nature. We have to make sure. But the most important thing is, we have, somehow leaders have to come together, and they have to, lead the entire population according to the verses of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and then Bhagavatam. So if someone takes that, lead, and then can lead the whole, entire earth in terms of, in terms of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, So all the things will start to come back, because rains will come. Everybody will be happy, because in the Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna has said there is a cooperation between the demigods and the human beings. That cooperation is needed, because if there is no cooperation, demigods are powerful living entities. They can impose all the sanctions. Even in Krishna Lila, Indra got puffed up, and then he thought that, I will show who is this Krishna. I'm greater than this cowherd boy. Cannot be my master. He's a very simple cowherd boy. So then he sent the torrents of rain, and then he thought he's all in all. So like that, demigods are so powerful that they can destroy the whole world within few seconds. But they're not doing so because the supreme will is not there. I mean, Supreme Lord doesn't want to. But there is, there are different pralayas. What they call as pralayas, annihilation. There are different stages of pralayas which will happen. Like the tsunami happened, I think 15, 20 years ago in different parts of the world. So like that, actually all the spiritual leaders, all the politicians have to come to a conclusion that what is the way forward to save the world, not to explore the different planet around us, and then it is not intelligent to destroy your own house and then find another house to build. So that's what we are doing. That's what we are destroying our own house, and then we want to build another house elsewhere. That's what I think. All the moon missions, all the other Mars missions, and the other planetary missions are just like childlike, attempts. So that's what I feel, Mataji.
I think you're right, Prabhuji. Thank you for that. Any other questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please can you accept my humble obeisances, O Guru Shri Prabhupada.
Oh.
Yeah, Prabhuji, whatever you have just been talking about is in the Bhagavatam Canto 12, beginning of Canto 12, how it's going to happen. There will be no rain for 100 years. There will be strong wind for another 100 years. Then there will be rain for another 100 years. How people are going to become like, at the end, people will eat human flesh. Parents will eat their own children. This all already predicted, and we can see in some part of the world it is happening, right? Mostly we know in Africa how it is, and so some scientists cannot do anything. They may claim they have gone to the moon or to other planetary system, but they cannot produce, as you said, produce food in the lab. And here we know. In 1940, when the scientists thought about, yes, they thought that they have made an amazing realization that the universes are created and disappear also. But they didn't know that our old ancient rishis, they knew that well beforehand. They knew that what is going to happen. Just like as human life comes and goes, universes also are created and dissolved. Now, when they have realized this, that they don't know the source, how it is created, how it is dissolved, that they don't know, because they don't read these our ancient scriptures. That's why they don't know. You see? So talking about the Virat Roop, again, nice explanation, like Mataji yesterday did nice for today. You, for me, I don't even want to think about Virat Roop because it's inconceivable, Prabhuji. I cannot imagine. Even we're discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam. So for me, just looking at this beautiful, fearful face of Damodar behind you, I am happy to accept Lord Shri Krishna
Yes.
as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and everything is in hand, whatever he decides. We may pray to the demigod also, but if he decides, like you said, Indra sent wind and rain and hail forth, but what happened at the end? Lord Krishna just stopped everything. So whatever he needs. So for this 10,000 years, not 9, it's not 10,000, 9,500 golden years, life will be kind of stable. After that, will be degraded, completely degraded. So also, yes, very nice class. And talking of the Mayapur project, I was with Mataji, when was it, in March, February, March. We visited only some part of it, half a day took us. just some part of it. Now imagine when the project is completed, how magnificent that will be. I'm just waiting for that. Yeah, very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Nice class. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Indulekha Mataji. And like me, I know your memory was also jogged when Arya Govinda Prabhu was describing the Mayapur.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully
was
next
just
time
thinking,
we'll be again together.
We'll do it again together. Yeah,
Yeah.
when after it has really opened.
Each time we have new realization with all the other devotees. Each time we have new realization.
Yes, we do. We do. Yeah.
I was just thinking about the Virat Roop. Like I was scared of the Virat Roop because it was, I mean, this was ages ago when I hadn't even read the, maybe it was 30, 40 years ago, and I never looked at it. But in fact, now I'm finding it interesting because when you describe that the tree is the hair on the Lord's, on the Virat Roop, then when you see a tree, it reminds you of the Lord. So I think I'm appreciating the Virat Roop now because I think it is made for me specifically. I don't remember Krishna all the time. So all these explanation is important for me because whenever I see these things, if I see a mountain, I say, oh, this is Krishna's this. If people are talking of religion, I say, oh, this is Krishna's chest. And when I see religious people, I say, oh, this is Krishna's back. So I think for me, I'm taking the Virat Roop as a source which will remind me of Krishna. So I think that is the way I'm taking it. I'm not scared of it anymore. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I'm not scared, but I don't want to really like look at it as you said. But what I'm satisfied, like seeing Krishna in this fearful mode. But sometimes we think Krishna is Ugram Viram Mahavishnu, the fearful form of Lord Nrsimhadev. And then here, when you see he's not Ugram Viram, he is Laghu, no? He's tiny, he's fearful, he's not Ugram Viram. But I am happy with whatever. And this as we just said in the morning when we just open our curtain, this is this nice trees, this is the pink line on the horizon, this is the blue sky, we see wherever we go, we see something like the rivers, the mountain, the trees, and creatures, the animals, anything. We just think this is Krishna's hand behind all these things. So beautiful. Yes. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for your nice service. Thank you for everything. Hare Krishna.
There's a hilarious pastime of Srila Prabhupada that one person comes to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, make me God. Can you make me God? Then, as Prabhupada's, always usual wit, that he said, no, I can't make you God, but I can make you Father of God.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Somebody said that. I can make it. And then he showed the picture of Damodar and said, look, this is my God. So you can be his father. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
So, I mean the presence of mind, and he used to give that kind of answer. It is just like it's all like great pastimes for us. For us to remember how his presence of mind was at those times.
Yeah, he was very sharp in giving answers. Right? He was very, and everything negative he's turning into positive. Everything negative. Like yesterday, I was talking in a class, and I was telling one of your devotees was chopping vegetables. He cut his fingers, so he went to Prabhupada. I cut my fingers bleeding. So Prabhupada said, "It's good. You should be thankful because your hand was supposed to be chopped off. So who can get in such a situation? You will be like sympathetic to the person." But he gave the like truthful answer, which make us realize that yes, it could have happened. It could have been worse. It's only a little bit. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for all this discussion. Can I request Prashanatma Prabhu to close this session for us today? Prashanatma Prabhu, are you able to do that, please? Hare Krishna. Sometimes his internet doesn't support him. So yeah, I think he's gone trying to end the session. Maybe Anybody would like to end the session? Panchali Mataji? Oh,
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes.
Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this wonderful class and taking us forward to another vision of the Virat Roop, and taking us through so many pastimes, connecting that to the present age. So thank you so much. I think I learned so much from this class. My favorite portion will definitely be that halwa puri thing from the tree, which I am going to, that's something I'm really going to look forward to feeding to Krishna. But thank you very much, Prabhuji, for this wonderful class, and taking us through the Virat Roop again. So if I can please request all the devotees to kindly unmute yourselves and glorify Prabhuji for this wonderful class. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Vancha
Yasya Kripa Sindhu
Patanam Pavanebhyo Namo
Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
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 Please praise Arya